quick synopsis, summary of this episode. I'm doing an old school Emma Chamberlain style narration while editing sort of vibe. Okay. So I know this is a long episode, guys. All right, I know I get chatty. You know what I'm saying? I know I get chatty, but I'm a Mercury freaking stallion. Get real, okay? The point is that this journey that I went on with Hecate, I didn't know she was present as I was going through all the things I was going through, starting back at my deconstruction. I had a revelation that she was there the entire time. Now, I work with the light and the dark, and this is my opinion, but I believe that all high priestesses, male, female, non-binary, however the hell you identify, because I identify as, like, glitter some days. So, love and light to all. I believe that a true high priestess... I wish I had a high priestess out right now. Hold on. Let me get one so I can... So I can, There's my brother. She was with me when my brother died of an overdose. Here she is. She's right here. If you're a high priestess, we have the light. It's not good and bad. It's light and dark. Or you could look at it as day and night. Is the nighttime bad? I mean, bad things typically happen at night. Crimes and things like that because it's harder to see. But this is the crazy part. I mean... Trigger warning, trigger warning. How many Catholic priests are little boys in the daytime during communion? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all fucking relative, excuse my French. So my point is, if you're a high priestess, there is no right and wrong, bad or good. The Sagittarius is in the house will understand what I'm saying here. I mean, this is a Piscean energy, but... My brother was a Sagittarius sun. Very philosophical guy. Hilarious. Made everybody laugh. Everybody loved him. But then he'd get real quiet sometimes. We were sitting around the fire. And he would just bust out with these philosophical notions about what is reality, essentially. Now, my point is with this episode that you're about to see. I go into... talking about the journey that I went on with Hecate. I know I'm looking crazy, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't done my hair, okay? Give me a goddamn break, alright? We got the mugwort. It's Pluto retrograde, you know? Okay. My point is with this episode that you're about to see about Hecate is that I had an experience with her recently on the new moon in Taurus. I'm filming this episode May 2024, okay? Where she was summoning me and she wanted to help me pull through this version of myself that got suppressed once again. Because recently, I let that version of me back out, but then, and I talk about this in the episode, and what I mean by that version is basically like the talk show version of me, right? You know, it's me, it's the real me, it's the me that, it's the fire, it's, you know, it's my personality, right? Basically, but being a Christian minister, as I was, and growing up in a Christian home, and there's multiple angles I could speak on this from. There's lots of reasons why we suppress our personalities and why we morph into things that we're not, right? A lot of us have that, you know, a lot of us have that experience, right? But this is specific that I literally changed my personality, of course subconsciously over the years, and consciously sometimes because I was too much, right? Hecate revealed to me that the past 2 years of my spiritual awakening, when I left my Christian ministry, there was a lot of me, the fragmented parts were coming back online. I wrote an EP called Fragments back when I was still a Christian minister, and I didn't even know what I was writing at that time. I was talking about bringing the fragmented version of myself together. I talked about kintsugi in that album, which is an ancient practice of filling the cracks of a vase, for example, or a plate. Like if a plate falls to the ground and breaks into 17 pieces, we can put that plate back together with gold. So it actually, the metaphor is that there is more value in the plate than there originally was because it's filled with gold now. The light and the dark. It's seeing both sides. It's understanding that the shit we've been through, keeping it snappy, when we have fallen to the ground and broken into 17 pieces, actually, Hecate has helped me understand long before I even knew I was working with her. And this is my point. This is a long timeline with Hecate. I only recently understood who she was, but she's been with me this entire time, and she's probably been with a lot of you, and that's why I'm making this episode, because I wouldn't be revealing my private information about this stuff unless it was something that was for the collective. Right? Or Hecate is asking you to see that she wants to speak with you. Right? But what I was going to say is understanding that she was with me this whole time, actually, even back when I was a Christian minister. I wrote that album Fragments. If you type it on YouTube, Fragments, Missy Gordon, you'll find it. A lot of the imagery is black and white. I'm playing on piano. I was writing that album back before I even knew what I was talking about. It was like a prophetic flow of poetry that I didn't even know what I was saying. I believe she was there with me way back then. That was years ago now. Recently, I had an experience with her that I got to know her by name, and it's almost like she came out from the shadows and was like, hello. Surprise. I've been here the entire time. It's a mind F, right? It's like the curtain opens and we see all of these characters come out and they reveal that they've been here for some of us since our birth, as guides, helping us through these challenging processes that we've gone through with the light and the dark, quote unquote. Because light and dark, going back to that kintsugi example, if I buy a plate, a dinner plate, it's worth $10, let's say. It breaks into 17 pieces, but then I fill it with gold, every single crack filled with gold. It goes from $10, let's just be minimal, to $100, right? It 10x's the value of the original plate. Now, it's, we're talking about human beings here. We're not talking about money, but it's easy to quantify when we put numbers on something, right? Where are my Capricorns in the house? What up, Caps? My North Node's in Cap, so. If we're talking about people, we look at it as, oh, I'm broken. I don't have value. Not so fast, says Mother Hecate. let's fill all of those cracks with gold. With everything that you've learned along the way. All of the little nuances that other people don't understand, that you understand. It makes you 10 times more valuable than the average person. It's the exact opposite of what the world tries to make you believe. Right? So in this episode that you see here today, the baton to the next one. Right? We're talking about, like I just said, passing the baton to the next one. These versions of ourselves, it's like connecting the synapses. It's like we're making a connection with these fragmented parts of ourselves. They're not actually different selves. It's all one self, right? She's sitting between the light and the dark, as an example. It's like bringing all of us online and using everything we have to our advantage. Instead of looking at ourselves, oh, I'm just a broken plate on the ground. I was abused. I was bullied. I struggled with addictions. I'm poor. I tried things and they failed. So people made fun of me. You know, I don't like my body. I wish my lips were bigger. You know, I wish I looked like that person. I wish I had abs like that guy. I'd get so many women if I looked like that guy. Because I have the money. And I have the personality. Right? Male, female, non-binary, however the fuck you identify. We all struggle. And we all are holding these broken fragments of who we are in our hands. And what this episode, I hope, what it aims to do is to speak about how we can look at that pile of glass in our hands that is us differently. Right? And we talk about the process and how trippy it is to do that shadow work. Right? This is not for the faint of heart. It gets real trippy in there. And I talk about all of that in this upcoming episode. So I love you guys. I love you guys so much. It's been Missy Gordon, the Meta Mystic here. I hope it helps. And maybe you'll find that Hecate was with you the entire time. And that she reminds you to not suppress those versions of yourself that you think are too broken to see the light of day. Or that don't have a lot of value. Or even if it's like, I'm seeing like an open wound. Maybe it's hard for you to be vulnerable with people, for example. Hi, my name is Missy Gordon. I understand that. I was a fearful, avoidant attachment style for many, many years. I've worked on myself for a long time, right? So fearful, avoidant is basically like a combination of being an anxious attachment style as well as an avoidant attachment style. So it's a whole mix of things in here, right? Well, I don't know what to tell y'all, but I've worked on that for many, many years. And it's made it very challenging for me to even have friends, if I'm really honest with you. But this is the thing. All of those experiences have actually added value because as a teacher, I'm able to help people see things about themselves because I've gone through so many different things. It's like the more shit you go through, the more knowledge you have, the more value you have. And that's what Hecate has helped me understand, and I'm sure she wants to do the same for you. So I love you guys. New episode coming out this Friday, 9:30 a.m. EST. What date is that here? The 17th of May. I'll see you there.